All right, here's a fun little project I put together. I'm having an open house at my workshop, and I wanted to rig something up on the door so that when people enter the workshop, they get applause. So what I did was I got several of these instant audience little sound effects box. It has a little speaker in there and it has buttons, and you can push the button on it and get applause or crickets or a rim shot or booing. Here's the wait, is that the crickets? Yeah, the crickets are pretty quiet. Anyways, so I bought two of these, and actually I have three of these. I put one in a foot pedal that I have a video on my channel already. You can look up Instant Audience for a guitar pedal version that I made. So anyways, this is the Instant Audience module. I took it apart. These are the contacts for the 4 buttons. And if you bridge, these 2 contacts, it triggers the applause sound. Everything is coming out of this little chip here. It's a custom-made chip. Pretty cool. There's really no other components on the whole thing. There's no components on the other side of the board, so it's basically just it normally ran on coin cells. This was the original battery compartment. 3 LR44 batteries. I just wired it up to use alkaline batteries. So it runs off of 4.5 volts. 3 AAA batteries at 1.5 volts each. You get 4.5. So what I did was I soldered wires across the contacts. That's going to a board over here that is basically a relay, with a flyback diode. And then kind of the magic part of this whole thing is a proximity sensor, which is right here. Okay, and it senses metal, and it'll switch the relay when the door opens up. So I'm using this wire cutter as the target. The door on my workshop is metal, so when the door is closed, the sensor is actually like on. When they open the door, it switches off, and that's what will enable the relay and so on. And then you'll hear the applause. So basically, if I hold this right on the wire cutter, the sensor turns on. Now, that's a normal state of the sensor. When somebody enters the workshop and they open the door, the sensor will turn off. The relay, triggers the applause sound. I think the wires are going across the normally open contacts, I think. However it is, I had to experiment until I found the right contacts to use. So basically, when they open the door, they'll be greeted with a lot of applause. And then I soldered 2 wires to the speaker. You can't see them because it's covered with tape. I'm going to run that to a little set of computer speakers that are powered and amplified, so it'll be nice and loud. So once again, I'm going to hold this on the pliers, so the sensor is sensing the metal. When they open the door, that's when they get the applause. So kind of a fun little project, and we'll see how people like it. And I just thought it was kind of a fun thing to put together with some pretty basic parts. The instant audience module, a relay, and a proximity sensor that's made to work with metal. And that is it. I hope you find this interesting. I'll probably do another video of it installed. This was just a test setup I did to make sure everything would work. Thanks for watching. Bye.